So, recently I found myself scrolling through Tumblr fandom tags, as I often do, and wondering, so many of the people in these tags are really open about being women. Why are there so few men here, and why is so much of the content really gay? Before we get into it, I want to clarify that my fandom experience primarily lives within Tumblr and Archive of Our Own. For those who aren't aware, Tumblr is a social media website in which fan culture is a particularly prevalent focus. Archive of Our Own is one of the most popular websites to access fanfiction on. So, why are so many women writing fanfiction? To put it simply, underrepresentation in media and undervaluing their own work. Men, especially white, straight, cis men, overwhelm the film industry. Most film directors are men. Most protagonists are cishet white men. Despite men being only half of the people viewing films, they are incredibly overrepresented. In contrast, creative fan works have very few straight white cishet men, meaning that the people left have two choices: follow the canon source material or tell a different story that reflects their own thoughts and opinions more accurately. In addition to that, women are not going out and publishing their own stories as frequently as men due to the devaluation of their work. Overland Literary Journal's article, Fanfiction is Women's Work, notes that in the publishing industry, genres dominated by female authors are priced lower than those which commonly have male authors. So, women who are left to primarily consume men's work want to tell stories, but they aren't given the resources to tell their own stories. They don't have platforms available to them that many men do, nor an abundance of pre-existing characters who already reflect their own experiences. So, what do? They write stories with what they have. When I checked AO3 before writing this, I decided to sort fics only by the pairing categories just to see what the number distribution looked like. Female/fics made up about 9.5% of all the stories on AO3. Male/female fics were about 24% of the website, and male/male fics took up 48% of the stories. The other 18.5% will be fics that don't have any ships, fics with multiple ships, or fics where one or more of the characters are neither male nor female. If you, like me, are familiar with the YouTuber Strange Eons, you might be thinking, hasn't this already been talked about? Women, especially straight women, like to explore their own sexuality and feelings towards men without having to confront difficult things like sexism, hence a lot of gay ships. And, while that is sometimes the case, I'd like to look a little deeper. It's also worth noting that gay relationships in fandom aren't a new concept or even limited to countries that accept queer relationships. Women were writing Kirk Spock fic in the 70s. Women in China are reading boys love fics. Women have been exploring gay relationships in media since they realized it was possible. As a result, we tend to have this idea in our heads of the heterosexual woman fetishizing the gay man for her own pleasure, and while that's not something that doesn't happen, it ignores the very real statement that most fanfiction readers and writers aren't actually straight women. According to a 2022 survey of AO3 users, about 54% of the people who use the website are cis women, and 5% of the people on the platform are cis men, which leaves about 41% of users to be non-cis. Alongside this, only 14% of users identify as heterosexual. The Refinery 29 article, Why Women Love Making Fictional Men Have Sex, asks, surely a straight or queer woman attracted to men would want erotica that includes her. Likewise, why would a queer woman who has limited interest in or indifference to cis men want to double up on men? That article proposes another solution, that due to patriarchal standards, women who don't believe that they can have the powerful role in the relationship want to express desire to be the giver in their relationships. It's also a way for queer people to explore types of relationships that they may not have been exposed to otherwise. At this point, you might be wondering why I chose this to talk about. On the surface, it really doesn't seem that deep. Who's out here thinking about fanfiction enough to make a whole video? Especially for a school project. After all, I literally could have picked any topic I wanted. But the thing is, I'm not new to fandom. My sister joined Tumblr more than 10 years ago, and I watched the downfall of the platform as the fan culture and website that she loved became cringe in real time. I started my own journey into fandom on Wattpad 8 years ago and saw how people set strict guidelines for fics and would bully people if they didn't live up to the standards of writing that they wanted. Even as our culture has grown and we've seen fanfic become acceptable to publicly read and write, it has taken me a lot of time to undo the shame that I've felt since I was a little kid for being interested in the wrong parts of culture. Frankly, I'm still unpacking a lot of that hurt. And I've seen how we as a society trivialize things that girls and women are interested in. Widespread mockery of fanfiction is only a small part of a long line of how we treat things like boy bands and bodice rippers because they appeal to girls.